it's Cassie and welcome back to my channel. So today's video I'm going to be doing a reading vlog challenge type of thing. I'm going to read for 24 hours. Now this isn't a regular 24-hour readathon or anything. I'm actually going to be timing myself so I actually read for 24 hours. I'll start the timer when I start reading, stop it when I'm doing anything else, and we shall see how long it takes me to read for 24 hours. Today is Thursday, but I already started this. Technically it is 9 o'clock, 9:30, and I kind of started this at like 5:30-ish. No. I kind of started this at like 6-ish. I have a big stack of books here. So the goal is just to get a lot of reading done, kind of see how much reading I can get done in 24 hours, but I'm not going to put too much pressure on myself to like get a bunch of books done because I know I'm not like the fastest reader. I think this will be a fun little challenge and I believe I can do it this weekend, so we will see. Let's get into the potential TBR. Not one, but 2 stacks of books of potential reads for this 24 hours because I don't really know what kind of reading mood I am in at the moment. Here I have a big pile of mysteries, and here is a pile of romance, fantasy, and contemporary. So there's a little bit of everything. And then I also have my iPad with my KU on it. I did start reading something. I started with They'll Never Catch Us by Jessica Goodman, which is a YA mystery. I read The Counselors by Jessica Goodman this summer and I really liked it, and so I picked up her other 2 books. I am 98 pages in and I am an hour and 58 minutes into my 24 hours. It's about these 2 sisters. They're like known in their town for being cross-country runners. They're very competitive with that, with each other, with themselves, with their team, with anyone that comes around. Then a new girl comes around. She's really good at running as well, and she's competition. And in their town, I don't know how many years ago, 5-10 years ago, there were murders of 3 different female cross-country runners, and the person was never caught, but then they stopped after the 3. So the person's never been caught, but it's something that haunts over their town. It hasn't happened yet, but I believe from the synopsis, one of these girls goes missing. People probably think it has something to do with that killer. Hasn't had that much happening yet for being 100 pages into a 330-page book, but I'm enjoying it enough that I will continue, but not tonight. I might read something a little bit lighter. Good so far, but the reason I didn't think I was going to enjoy this super like a lot is because of the running aspect. I don't run. I was never a runner. I played sports that you had to run, but like that was the worst part of it. So, and that's like, it's interesting a little bit, but it's okay so far. Right now it's decent, but not my favorite YA mystery. If you don't know, I love YA mysteries. I'll just talk about all of them and then I'll let you know the ones that I think I am gonna read for sure. So then with my pile of mysteries, I've got 2 Peter Swanson books because I am trying to read all the books of his on my shelves. So I have Before She Knew Him and The Kind Worth Killing. But I'm kind of not sure if I'm gonna pick either of these up. My Sister the Serial Killer, heard really good things about it. It's super short, so I thought this would be an easy read for this and it would help me feel more accomplished. The Box in the Woods by Maureen Johnson. I literally just bought this at the beginning of the week. This is the 4th book in the Truly Devious series. Then I have Next to Die by Sophie Hannah. I have to read this for a reading vlog that I want to do. So it's almost 400 pages though, so I don't think I will read it this weekend. I have the 2 books that are left on my TBR for November because I am filming this in November. European Travel for the Monstrous Gentlewoman. I'm 160-ish pages into this 700-page book. Don't think I'll be picking this one up just because it's so long. Made in Korea by Sarah Suk. I did start this one. I'm on page like 18. It's cute. I just don't know if I'm in the mood for a contemporary at the moment. Then I have Heartstopper Volume 1. I also just recently got this. and I bought it for 24-hour readathon, which I will be doing this weekend with Mel's Patreon while doing this 24-hour timed thing. A little complicated, but I bought this to, well, I wanted to read this, but I also wanted to keep this for a 24-hour readathon to feel accomplished, and I think that will also work for this timer. Caraval by Stephanie Garber. I don't know why, but this has just been calling to me recently. I actually know why. Hannah's Recent Reads read this recently and read the whole trilogy, and she enjoyed, I think, the first two. I think the third one she didn't super enjoy, or it was like her least favorite. It just has been calling to me, and then we're talking about it on Mel's Patreon Discord as like a really quick, easy, fun YA fantasy. So I think I want to get to this one, but I don't know if I'm going to be able to read it fast, which I don't really need to read it fast. I don't know why. That's just what I keep thinking. It's over 400 pages. It is the second book in the Brutal Birthright series, A Stolen Heir. I did do a list of all the series I'm in the middle of and all the series I've read and everything. It's much smaller than most booktubers, but it's big for me, and I don't want to get in the habit of not reading series if I'm interested in them. I'm hoping to finish this on Sunday, but I also could see that not being possible. Tomorrow I still have to do school, but at 5 o'clock I will be reading and participating in the readathon for Mel's Patreon. It's a 48-hour, so it starts at 5 tomorrow, ends technically at 5 on Sunday. That'd be cool if I could finish this by then, but we will see how this goes. Hopefully I don't completely fail, so I'll probably talk to you tomorrow, maybe finish this tomorrow, I don't know, or something. We will see. It is Saturday morning now. Did I talk to you guys yesterday? I don't think I did. I have no idea. So it's Saturday morning. I slept in more than I wanted to, but I was tired because I could not fall asleep last night. So, oh well. So I'm a little behind on my reading for this morning, and I also want to have a shower. That's why I'm still in my clothes from yesterday. So I have big plans for today, and I don't know that I'm going to be able to get them all done. Yesterday I was able to do 4 hours of reading, and that meant I finished They'll Never Catch Us by Jessica Goodman. Whenever I told you that this was really about running, I was not joking. This was my time when I finished this book. I think it was 6 hours and 8 minutes. Sadly, I'm giving this 3 stars. I love a YA mystery. Give me a YA mystery, I'll be happy. But this one was just not it. It was very not centered around the mystery, the possible murder. And the mystery doesn't happen till 125 is when the mystery starts. But the mystery is just that someone's missing. And so we know from the past murders that the person goes missing and then they find them quite quickly dead. This is not really a spoiler. They don't find the body for a really long time. And so they're just kind of like, oh, I hope they find her alive. I hope they find her, for a long time. And they just do a lot of running. So if you were like a student athlete in high school or in college, I think maybe you would like this. The preparation and what it's like to be a student athlete and the pressure and all that kind of stuff, maybe you would like it. But that part was very much lost on me. Like, and if you like running, like I don't care about running, so like whenever they were upset, they were like, I need to go for a run. And I'm like, that was the last thing I would do when I was upset. That was the last thing I would do ever, is run. It just took too long for the mystery to be a really big part of the book. I also think maybe you would like this if you have a sister. There's a lot of sisterly dynamics in this. but I don't have a sister. So I get it, but like if you have a sister, you would like really relate to certain things in here from what I know about sisters. The ending, like who did it and all that, I kind of guessed. I didn't have a reason behind it, so it didn't really make sense. Yeah, it didn't really pay off. It didn't really pay off for how much of running that there was and how much I didn't really enjoy it. So yeah, it's a 3-star. Too bad, because I really liked The Counselors by this author. It's probably one of my favorite books of the year, so I was hoping this would be up there as well, but just not. I don't know if something's wrong with me or something's wrong with the books I'm reading currently, but like I've read so many 3-star books recently and I don't give 3 stars that often. Or maybe I'm just getting used to actually giving a 3-star because that's not that bad of a rating. I woke up about half an hour, 45 minutes ago, and I was like, well, I need to start reading because I'm supposed to read like, so since I read the 6 hours in the last 2 days, I have 18 hours left, and that means 9 hours today and 9 hours tomorrow if I want to finish it tomorrow. And I don't know that that's gonna happen because that's a lot of reading, or that's like a lot of the day, and I have other things I want to do, so we shall see. But I decided to pick up Caraval by Stephanie Garber. This is just a book that I really want to read at the moment. It just keeps coming up. I just keep thinking about it, so hopefully I really like it. I am trying to decide if I should listen to the audiobook with this as well. 25 pages. So very early on, we have these 2 sisters and they've really wanted to go to this really magical event called Caraval. They're finally having the opportunity to. Their father is an awful person, and the one sister has an arranged marriage, so they're just trying to figure out a way that they can get to Caraval since they have the invitation. I'm very early in this book, but I'm excited to read this. I hope I really like it because I kind of have high hopes for it at the moment. I will probably read half of this and then read Heartstopper and then read the second half of this. I don't know. But I do want to have a shower today, wash my hair type of shower. I do want to film my December TBR. That'll take time away from reading, and so like I mentioned Thursday, this weekend is Mel Reed's Patreon, a 48-hour readathon that we do every month, and so there are sprints at 1 o'clock my time. And I think she's planning on doing them like pretty much all night. That'll be good but bad because it'll be good in the way that I will be doing reading, but also sprints also take time away from reading because you do the reading but you also do the chatty part, so we shall see how that goes. But hopefully like at least I get like 7 hours of reading done today. If I have to do like 4 on Monday or something, I will do that, but I'm only wanting to do it on Monday if I do like a few hours. That's it. First book done. Took me about 6 hours, which I'm not surprised about. This one is longer. Don't mind the messy hair, but it is much later now. Had some mishaps with the timer, and I've been way busier today than I thought it would be, so I haven't gotten that much reading done. I'm about 10 hours in on the timer, so that's a little disappointing, but oh well. I am 200 pages into Caraval. I'm enjoying it so far, pretty good, but my eyes are having trouble staying open, so I'm gonna try to get to 11-12 hours tonight. I gotta get to bed at a good time, so I don't know, but I'm gonna pick up Heartstopper Volume 1 to continue reading but not have to use my eyes as much. Like, my eyes are getting tired, so you know what I mean. Nick and Charlie, friendship blossoms into possible romance. It is romance. Cute little graphic novel. Don't know if I'll read it all tonight. I don't know. We will see how it goes, but that is where I'm at now. Hi. Hello. It is the next day. It is Sunday. This video has gone... I never really expected it to go smoothly, but it just really not worked out. So I didn't really get to talk to you that much yesterday. Started Caraval. So I did talk to you guys earlier in the day, I believe. I started Caraval, and I am currently on page 206, so I'm like just over halfway. And I'm really enjoying this. I'll tell you how the video is going downhill as I tell you about the books I've been reading. Scarlett, who has been writing to the maker of Caraval for years, wanting to go. And finally she gets an invitation for her sister, and her fiance. There's a little bit of hijinks, and then they end up at Caraval, but Scarlett and her sister Donatella get separated. At every Caraval, there's a mystery kind of thing that the people at Caraval need to solve, and if they solve it at this specific Caraval, they get one wish. The mystery is something to do with Donatella. So the mystery is to find Donatella because she's been kidnapped by the makers of Caraval, but they only have a certain amount of days to solve this mystery as like Caraval, but also Scarlett's wedding to her, which was an arranged marriage, is the day before Caraval ends, so she wants to get back home before her wedding. It's just like a very magical world. I didn't end up listening to the audiobook. I'm still wondering if I should or if I should have, and I planned on reading pretty much all of this yesterday, but then I decided to do some pre-filming for Vlogmas, and that took way longer than expected, and it just threw off my whole entire day. I had read a chunk of this book, then I had a shower and read some more, then I did my filming, which took hours, and I only filmed 3 videos. I don't know if I was just talking way too much, probably. I read a little bit more, and then it was dinner time, so I had to make dinner, and then it was like late, probably just under 100 pages of this after that, and then my eyes were tired, so I decided to pick up Heartstopper Volume 1, and I read all of this within like half an hour, 45 minutes. I don't know. Didn't take very long. This is super cute. This is, I'm doing like 4 videos at once right now, and I'm struggling to remember which ones I've told the synopsis for. I really liked it. It was super cute. Definitely worth the hype. I really would recommend these. So I definitely will be continuing the series. I just don't need to be buying books at the moment. That's not gonna last long, but you know, I gave this a 4. It's like a 4.5, but I think I'm gonna give it a 4 on Goodreads. I also forgot that yesterday, another reason that I didn't read is because I had a phone interview, so that took up, it wasn't very long, but I wasn't reading while I was waiting for it. Now today, I had an in-person job interview, so this morning I was just getting ready and all that, and then I had that, and then I went and did a little bit of Christmas shopping after. So it's currently already 3:20 and I've done 0 reading. On my timer, anyone wanna guess what I'm at? I'm at 10 hours and 51 minutes or something like that. And I wanted to finish it today. There's not even 12 hours left in the day. 13 hours left in the day. So that's not gonna happen, but I'm gonna try and do some hardcore reading. Tonight, finished this. It's like 200 pages left, and I'm reading this a little bit slower just because it is fantasy, and sometimes my brain just does not compute fantasy super fast, and I know this is why fantasy, so it should compute it, but just don't judge. Don't judge. It just doesn't happen super fast. It'll probably take me like 4 hours to finish, just probably under 4 hours to finish this. I don't know. So I'll probably be at 15 hours. Is that math? So hopefully at least I can do that tonight, and then I will pivot from there, because I don't know when I'm starting this job. I did get the job and I don't know when I am starting, so we will see. These next few days I will plan around that kind of stuff, because I also need to edit and post all the things that are going to be Vlogmas. So yeah, it's only fun times around here, and I still have to do school, so you know, this is why I wanted to do this challenge this weekend, because I thought this would be the last weekend without a job, which yes. But yeah, let's go read this. I finished Caraval. So I was doing calculations earlier about how long would be left on my timer, or what my timer would be at when I finished this. I don't know what I was doing, but I wasn't right, but I'm at 14 hours and 17 minutes, I think it was. I'll put it on the screen. Technically I have under 10 hours left, so we love that. I will finish this today, not today, tomorrow or Tuesday. I'm not letting it go past then. Okay, back to Caraval. I give it 4 stars. I really enjoyed it. I thought it was super fun, very whimsical. It was a fun little mystery, and the magic in here was really cool. I only gave it 4 because it just wasn't like the most amazing book I've ever read, but I really enjoyed it and it was a solid read. I want to continue this series, but I'm gonna wait a bit until I buy them. Not really sure when. If you've been thinking about reading this, I would totally recommend picking it up. If it seems like something you might like, I recommend. So that is my 3rd book done, but I gotta decide what I'm gonna read next. I'm not gonna read anything tonight, or if I do, it'll be pretty, like, maybe an hour at most. These are the 4 books that I'm gonna pick from. We've got The Fox in the Woods, which would be a really quick YA mystery. Next to Die by Sophie Hannah, which is a mystery thriller that I need to read for a vlog. This Might Hurt, which is a cult mystery thriller that I really want to get to before the end of the year, and I didn't get it on my December TBR, so I'm kind of thinking I might lean towards this, but I don't know. And My Sister the Serial Killer, which is a really short one, so that's why I kind of want to read this, and I think I'll enjoy it. I might do this one and make sure I get it done and then start another one. I have 9 hours and like 45 minutes left in this, so I think I'll be able to finish one full book and start another one. So if I picked like this one up after, it's shorter, so I'd be able to get a big chunk of the way into it. So I don't know, I will let you know what I pick up. It is Tuesday now. Just coming to you because I finished This Might Hurt. I read most of it last night or yesterday, and I had like 50 pages left and read that this morning, so I finished this. I'm giving it 3 stars. It hurts me to say that, but this was really disappointing. It wasn't bad, but I had like extremely high hopes. I thought this could be on like my best books of the year list, and no, it's not making that. It wasn't cult-ish enough for me, for being sold as a cult book. I feel like that was on like the back burner of the whole thing, and it didn't really come out, like it was sprinkled within, but it didn't really fully come out until the ending parts of it. Like the last part, there's written into 3 parts, and yeah, it wasn't until like the last part, which was like the last 100 pages, it was still fine. Like it wasn't bad, so that's why I give it 3 stars. I think I might do a, if you've read this, read this, or if you like this, read this video, because there is a book that I would compare this to. But at least I know now, because I was like hyping that book up in my head, and I was like, if I don't get it done before the end of the year, I'm gonna be heartbroken, because it's gonna be my favorite of the year. But but I got to 21 and a half hours, so I have 2.5 hours left, and I'm trying to figure out what to read. So there is My Sister the Serial Killer. It's 220 pages, 23 pages, really short. Also small pages, big writing, so I could read that, or I could just listen to a couple audiobooks because there's one I want to make a video for, but then I can't really talk about it in this video. And then I thought maybe I could just listen to 2 hours of, or 2.5 hours of European travel for the Monstrous Gentlewoman, but then I can't talk about that either because it's the second book and I wouldn't finish it, so I don't know. But I don't know if I would finish this in 2.5 hours either. I don't think so, but I do have other stuff going on today, so an audiobook would be like kind of ideal. So I don't know. I'm gonna think about it and I'll let you know. I might just wait until I finish this, but I'm gonna finish this tonight. I am finishing this tonight. 2.5 hours, that's not too bad. 4 books down, 2.5 hours left to go. It is later. I'm not finished yet, but I just thought I'd let you know. I am reading My Sister the Serial Killer. I'm just under 100 pages in. I'm on page 98 and I'm listening to the audiobook with this, and I have aligned the speed. This is me cheating, but not cheating at all. I've aligned the speed with how up to the end of this challenge. My total is 22 hours and 38 minutes of reading, so I have an hour and 22 minutes left of this challenge, and that's how much I have left of this book. When I say I aligned it, I could have either read this without the audiobook and that would have been fine. It was just it would have taken me longer than what I had left in the challenge, and since I listened to the audiobook, I could be listening to it faster since I'm reading along, but I aligned it so it literally ends at the same minute. I am enjoying it so far. It's not a thriller for sure, and not really a mystery at this point, but just because we know the sister does this, and that's it from the beginning. So it's a sisterly story as well. I'm interested to see what happens in the next 120 pages. I'm gonna finish it tonight. I'm just gonna go eat, make supper, and then I'll finish it. But I thought I'd let you know what I'm reading before I just read it all. Hello, so it is Wednesday morning and I am here to finally wrap up this video. If I sound tired or look tired, I am. I woke up like 20 minutes ago, so I haven't fully emerged from my sleep, and this is the first time I'm talking out loud today. So I finished the challenge last night, but I just did not feel like talking because I knew I'd have to do this whole wrap up, so I thought I would just save it for this morning. So here is my time. I think it's 24 hours and like 40 seconds or something. I told you I lined up the audiobook to the timer, so I literally finished at the minute. So I'm very happy about that because I didn't want to have to do a bunch of extra reading or not finish a book in this vlog, so I think it worked out perfectly. I read 5 books and it took me, so I started this the night of Thursday, did it the night of Friday, so that was like 1 full day. We'll put that together. Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday. Technically Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday. So it kind of took me 6 days, but kind of 5 days to do. Yeah, this was a struggle. Anyone that tells you this challenge is easy is a liar. Just kidding. But like, if you have other stuff going on in your life, which everyone does, this is a little bit of more of a struggle, and especially at different busy times of your life. I might do this again in the future, just when I have more time, see if I can do it quicker, but I'm gonna take a break for a while because it was a lot. So I started with They'll Never Catch Us by Jessica Goodman. This was a decent YA mystery, not even close to my favorite. Was pretty disappointed by this. Mostly about running, not really about the mystery. But when I played sports, I was not that hardcore. So yeah, I think I give this 3 stars. Not bad, but pretty low on my YA mystery ranking. Then I read Heartstopper Volume 1. Super cute, super fun graphic novel. I really enjoyed this. It was really cute. Obviously a quick read. I decided on giving this a 4.5, but I put it as a 4 on my Goodreads. Would recommend, if you haven't gotten into the series yet, to pick it up, because this is my first time reading this and it's worth the hype. Then we've got Caraval by Stephanie Garber, a YA fantasy. I really enjoyed this and I'm excited to continue the series. I gave this a 4 stars. I think this was the one that took me the no, I don't know. I don't think this took me the longest to read. Part of me still wonders if I should have read this with the audiobook, so I might, when I continue the series, I might listen to those. I really enjoyed this and I'm glad I finally got to it, because I kept eyeing it on my shelves. This is the time to finally read it, and it was. So I will be continuing the series. Probably the most disappointing book in this vlog was This Might Hurt by Stephanie Garber, sold as a cult book, and I think that just did this very much a disservice. While it is a cult book, it feels so minuscule. I think I mentioned this is written in 3 parts, and we see different perspectives through the first 2 parts, and then it kind of comes together in the 3rd one. And so there's a lot of background. I think it was just too much background. Like the tagline says, "Welcome to Wisewood. We'll keep your secrets if you keep ours." That's like, feels so small in the book. So I don't know, it was fine. It's 3 stars, but I was really hoping this would be like my favorite book of the year, or like in my top favorites, top 10 of the year. So I'm really disappointed by that. There's one way they could describe this, would actually make a lot more sense with this book, but it would give away kind of some of the mystery that's in this book, but not really. Like, I don't think it really needed to be a mystery. It would have just been a way better description of this book, and maybe I wouldn't have disliked it so much. Another 3 star. And I finished this 24-hour challenge off with My Sister the Serial Killer. So I listened to this as well, like I said, and I would recommend the audiobook. I thought it was really good. This is sold as a thriller. It was like in the Goodreads Choice Awards for mystery thriller. I would not categorize it as a thriller whatsoever. Let's just go with all 3 books in this vlog that are a mystery thriller. There's no thrill. There's no thrill. In this one, there's not really a mystery. In this one, that mystery is very small. We have Aola, who is a serial killer. She keeps killing her boyfriends, and she tells her sister that it's in self-defense. So we follow her sister, who comes and cleans the crime scenes up and gets rid of the body for her sister. And then Aola starts dating someone that, I think it's Corrade. I can't remember how they pronounced it. Works with and likes, and that is a big problem for her because she's scared that Aola is going to kill this man as well. Apparently, I read some reviews yesterday that this is also sold as a funny book. Oh yeah, New York Times said sharp, explosive, hilarious. I did not laugh one single time. I didn't know this was supposed to be funny. I don't think I even like, or like, you know, the breath out of the nose kind of funny. I don't even think I thought of this as anything funny, like, at all. So maybe I'm dumb. I don't think I'm dumb though. I just don't think this was funny. So I find that very interesting. I just think this is a family drama type of book with a little bit of murder in it. The only like mystery of it is like waiting for them to tell you what happened with each of the murders. But we go into the first page with, we know that she killed someone. In the second chapter, she's helping her sister clean up. So we know about one of the murders right at the beginning, and then you're just waiting to find out what happened with the rest of the murders. I guess you could say the mystery is if they're gonna get caught. But it's really just about their lives and being sisters. And that is the theme of this vlog with my mystery thrillers, or even with every single book except for Heartstopper in this vlog. It's about sisterhood, like being sisters. I don't have a sister, so maybe there's something I'm missing with some of these books because of that, but this was really about being sisters. Just because there's murder in it, I don't know that this should be categorized as a thriller. So I have it as like a 3.5. It's not bad, it's just the fact that it's categorized as that made me have my hopes up a little bit more. Same as like the cult vibe. I really liked the short chapters in this and how quickly it read. I mean, that was like amazing. I love books like that. Like the chapters were like 3 pages and the writing's small on the page, so it was really quick to read, so I loved that. Let's rank these. My favorite would be Heartstopper. My second favorite, Caraval. My third, My Sister the Serial Killer. Probably, I don't know. These 3 are pretty like close. These ones could all be interchanged. Like this could be here, this could be here, this could be here. Like I don't have that strong feelings of any of these over the other. At least with this one, going in, I didn't have high hopes for it. As high as I did with these, because I knew this was about running, and reading the blurb of it, I wasn't super excited about it. I was excited, but not as much as I was for these two, where these two let me down more. This challenge is a challenge. If you want to try it, or if you've tried it already, let me know in the comments down below, and I will definitely check out your video, because I really like watching these. Most people that I've watched that have done it also struggled, and it took them way longer than they expected it to. I thought I could get it done in the weekend, and yeah, that clearly didn't happen. I still don't know what I'm going to call this. 24-hour timed reading challenge. I don't know, but I hope you enjoyed it. Let me know if you've read any of the books that I read during this 24-hour period. In the comments down below what you thought of them. I'm really proud of myself. Like I got 5 books done off of my TBR in 5-6 days, so like that's really great. That was a great feeling to like take them off of my physical TBR shelf on Goodreads. I loved that, and having this pile in my closet of finished books. My heat's on, so I gotta shut up, but it felt really good to get this many books done quickly. If you like this video, make sure to subscribe and give it a big thumbs up. Both of those would mean the absolute world to me. Again, comment down below if you've read any of these books, what you thought of them, and let me know, even if you don't have a booktube channel, if you would ever do this challenge. It is a challenge. If you do it, don't be too hard on yourself, because it's a struggle. Turn on post notifications so you don't miss any of my Vlogmas/Bookmas uploads in December. I will see you in my next video. Bye!